Happy National Battery Day, Hattiesburg and Southern Mississippi. This is Thomas Sinsley, your host for Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Hope everyone is having a good day so far. We have the latest in news, weather, and USM sports coming right up. Later, we also have Mississippi Moments with Fred Clark and a news wrap from Gabby Cox to ensure you're up to date on all the latest topics. Last but certainly not least, we are joined here by Dr. Catherine Rand, Dr. Cody Edgerton to speak on the concert band and One Ensemble Enjoy concert. But first, we have a quick message from our sponsors.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
Regresando a la escuela, sí tenía miedo, porque yo tenía pensamientos que no sabía si iba a poder hacerlo.
A los 47 años, Marco obtuvo su high school diploma.
Nunca es muy tarde para obtenerlo.
Nadie obtiene un diploma solo. Si estás pensando en obtener tu high school diploma, puedes recibir ayuda. Encuentra clases gratis para adultos cerca de ti en completatudiploma.org. Repito, completatudiploma.org. Presentado por la Dollar General Literacy Foundation y el Ad Council.
In campus news, the University of Southern Mississippi is responding to a growing demand for data-savvy professionals with a brand new graduate program. The university has launched a fully online Master of Science in Business Analytics set to welcome its first class in fall 2026. Designed by the School of Finance, the accelerated program can be completed in as little as 12 months and is flexible enough for working professionals to attend part-time. The curriculum blends business fundamentals with advanced analytical skills covering mathematics, statistics, and data visualization and industry tools like Python. Officials say this will be the first graduate degree in business analytics in Mississippi, aiming to equip graduates to turn complex data into strategic decisions in virtually any industry. Applications are now open ahead of the fall term. In Hattiesburg news, Hattiesburg City Council acted Tuesday night on several decisions that touch parks, city workers, and public safety. Council members voted to allow beer and light wine sales and consumption at special events in Carter Carroll Midtown Green Park, which would make the rules like rules at other parks in the city. The council also expanded an employee education partnership, opening free college credit opportunities to all city staff through William Carey. The program was originally only available to fire and police personnel, but starting this spring, all city employees will be able to take up to 6 undergraduate or 3 master-level credit hours per semester for free. And finally, the Hattiesburg Police Department will soon receive 20 new Motorola radios, funded in part by a state grant to modernize communication equipment. The $75,000 project aims to update the department's technology level. That's the latest from City Hall to keep Hattiesburg moving forward. And in Mississippi news, a controversial anti-gang bill moving through the legislature could dramatically change how minors are prosecuted across the state. Under Senate Bill 2710 and House Bill 1165, more children could be charged as adults and face prison time rather than rehabilitation in youth court if they possess firearms during violent felonies, even if a weapon isn't brandished. Supporters, including law enforcement groups and Attorney General Lynn Fitch, say the measures are needed to crack down on gang recruitment of youth and rising violence. But critics, including the state public defender, warn this could sweep in many children who aren't hardened offenders and substantially increase youth incarceration in a state already known for high prison population. The bills have passed committee and now head to the full House and Senate for further consideration. And then finally, in national news, out of Northern California, a massive avalanche has struck the Castle Peak area near Truckee, northwest of Lake Tahoe, leaving several skiers in peril. Officials say the slide occurred Tuesday around 11:30 a.m. as a group of guides and clients was returning from a 3-day backcountry skiing trip when they were hit by the snow. So far, 6 skiers have been located alive and rescued, with 2 taken to hospitals for treatment, but 9 others remain missing in treacherous terrain and dangerous weather. Rescue crews are battling high avalanche danger and heavy snowfall to reach the survivors and search for those still unaccounted for. The Sierra Avalanche Center had issued a high avalanche warning ahead of the storm, and authorities are urging caution for anyone traveling in remote winter conditions. State and local teams continue the search as conditions remain hazardous in the Sierra Nevada mountains. That's your news update from Southern Miss Today. Next, we have the latest in sports and weather, so stay tuned. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakovic, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Welcome back. As usual, this has been a busy extended weekend for the Golden Eagles. Women's golf advanced to the Great River Championship after beating Arkansas State and Central Arkansas on Monday. The Lady Eagles golf team followed up by playing ULM Tuesday, falling 3-2 and finishing runner-up at the Great River Cup. Similarly, men's golf also finished runner-up in the Howell Williams Collegiate behind Illinois in Mobile on Tuesday. The men's golf team will be moving on to Dorado Beach Collegiate Sunday, hoping to continue their streak. Southern Miss softball had dropped to 6-6 after a loss against McNeese State last night. The softball team hopes to end their losing streak against Louisiana Tech this weekend, playing Louisiana Friday, Saturday, and Sunday against Louisiana Tech. The Golden Eagles baseball team won their 3rd game in a row against Southeastern Louisiana last night. The Golden Eagles baseball team now sit 3-1 as they head to Round Rock Classic in Texas, where they will take on schools such as Purdue, Baylor, and Oregon State this weekend. And this weekend will be another busy week for the Golden Eagles basketball teams, as we have the women's basketball team playing today against Louisiana Raising Cajuns at 6 p.m. in Lafayette before taking on Troy this Saturday in Troy at 1 p.m. Men's basketball will also be playing Saturday here in Hattiesburg against Old Dominion at 2 p.m. Beach volleyball will be playing against in the 3rd Coast Challenge in Houston this weekend, starting with St. Mary's at 10 p.m. Friday. Women's tennis will take on McNeese State here in Hattiesburg Friday as well at 2 p.m. before getting on the road to take on FAMU on Sunday at noon. For more information on USM sports and schedules, go to Southern Miss official athletics website. And as for our weather today, it is a cloudy and windy hump day as wind gusts reach up to 19 miles per hour. The temperature is also a little warmer than last week, reaching a high of 76 before dropping back down to the mid-60s later tonight. The rest of the week is looking slightly warmer, reaching into the low 80s tomorrow and Friday. Expect a little rain this weekend, followed by sunny conditions starting Sunday and going into next week. Up next, we have Mississippi Moments produced by the Center for Oral History and Cultural Heritage, with Fred Clark describing being arrested in Jackson for buying tickets at a white ticket booth during the Freedom Riders movement. Check it out.
This is Mississippi Moments, produced by the Center for Oral History and Cultural Heritage at the University of Southern Mississippi and supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. I'm Bill Ellison. The Freedom Riders were protesters who rode interstate buses to challenge Southern segregation laws. Fred Clark describes being arrested in Jackson for trying to buy a ticket from the whites-only window.
I came on the Freedom Ride after we got to Jackson. It was frightening. All this stuff was going on. They had the police dogs. They was beating people all the time, turning fire hoses on you. They was giving us $20 to go to Canton, so other groups were getting $50 to go to New Orleans. And I was trying to get a ticket with my group to Canton. It was 10 of us. And I was the leader. Walked to the bus station. The door you're supposed to pull on it and open. I walked straight into it to push and bam, made the loudest noise and scared myself to death, and the police too. Of course, they let us in the door. We walk over there and try to get our ticket to Canton. On the white side, they wouldn't serve us. And boy, they just they tell you 3 times, boy, y'all move on and move out the station. 3 times. They said, now you're out on arrest. I got arrested June the 9th, and we were taken to the city jail. Stayed there about a week, a few days, and then we were sent to the county jail. I went to Parchment after about 10 days in the city county jail.
To learn more, subscribe to the Mississippi Moments podcast or visit cohch.org. Mississippi Moments is supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. The humanities are for everyone.
That was your Mississippi Moment for today. Coming up, I'm joined here with Dr. Wilbur Martin. But first, we have a quick message from our sponsors.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online. Sponsorship comes from Furniture Direct, with locations in Hattiesburg, Laurel, and Columbia. Are you looking for a deal? Lots of styles on a good value? You can find them on Facebook at Furniture Direct Hattiesburg for the latest specials and promotions. Or you can shop anytime at FurnitureDirectNow.com. You can see why Furniture Direct is your furniture destination.
Welcome back. I'm joined here by my manager, Dr. Wilbur Martin.
Manager, that's such a hard word. Just colleague.
Colleague as well.
Some people get all crazy about, oh, you got to call me sir this, professor that, doctor this, whatever. I don't care. Just call me Wilbur. I don't care. But anyway, we had a guest that was going to come over, and apparently they didn't. So, so I'm the stand-in.
Okay. Well, how are you doing today?
Well, not bad. I got a doctor's appointment coming up later, so, I hate going to the doctor.
Yeah.
It's like people hate lawyers. I get it. Until they need one, right? Same thing with doctors the same way. Although my doctor's a really great guy, but so I'm anxious. I don't ever like bad news, and I don't feel like I feel fine, but who knows? I may go in and they go, well, it looks like you got about 2 weeks to live. I mean, well. Too bad it's not baseball season because I go see a Cubs game and call it a day. That'd be good.
But that's how a lot of people feel. Me personally, I always kind of like going to the doctor. You get an excuse from school. Last Thursday, I had a dentist appointment down in Gulfport, so I had to take that hour and some change drive down. And then I was in there for probably like 20 minutes, and they told me that I can go home. So kind of felt like it was a waste of a drive going all the way down to Gulfport for that. But
hey, it is
got
what
an
it
excuse
is.
from school.
Exactly. Well, see, being that I teach and do everything, I don't really get that opportunity. It's like I want to take a day out from school. Well, good luck. You should have done something else. But anyway, So all right. So let's talk a little bit about you and student media. So you're a transfer in to USM?
Yes, I transferred in to Southern Miss last January to run track here for Southern Miss track team.
Great track team, by the way.
Yeah, really good. They're having a really good season. Going to conference next weekend.
Right
actually.
on.
Yeah, I don't know if I will be there though. I'm currently
Still get your hamstring injuries, right?
Yeah, I just started coming back today, so
You'll be doing some running today?
Yeah, I did some running yesterday, today. So we'll see.
Right on.
It just depends on how it feels.
So where were you before you came to USM?
I was at the University of South Alabama in Mobile. Went there straight out of high school. Walked onto the track team there. Changed my major like 4 times. So
welcome to life.
Yeah.
My niece goes to USA, South Alabama, and she's a civil engineering major, but
Okay.
of course, but she lives there, so
I have
she
a lot
grew
of
up there.
friends. I went in as a computer engineering, so I was in the same building, Shelby Hall,
Oh, right
as the civil engineering majors. Nice building, great building.
It's an interesting campus.
Yeah, it's
It kind of has that urban sort of city kind of feel. It's not really.
It doesn't feel like a college campus.
No, it does not at all.
At least compared to Southern Mississippi, which
Southern
I can
Miss
say,
is a lot more like a traditional type college.
very beautiful
Get
campus.
the big old oaks, and you got these big green spaces and everything, and some of the older buildings. But yeah, it's a different vibe for sure.
It's really spread out. Walking is not as condensed as it is here.
Right.
And then you have like a nature park that takes up like a third of the campus, and then you might have some classes that are in a cut. You got to drive through some woods to get there.
Right.
So, yeah.
Dodging some squirrels on the way there.
Yeah. And I think there was gators in the lake or in the pond.
Yeah, it's
like
don't go
small
swimming in the
ones.
pond.
Yeah. So, but do like it here.
Right. Right.
Happy that I transferred.
So you're going to be done at the end of the semester, or do you have another year?
This is my last semester. I graduate in May. May 26th. I believe May 15th. I have to go reread that email.
Go
Yeah.
look at it. Don't want to miss it, right?
Not at all. But I think there's a track meet as well that day, conference track meet. But we'll play by ear depending on what I want to do.
You know, I've other than high school graduation, I didn't go to graduations from college. I didn't go to my law school graduation. I didn't do my PhD graduation here at USM. I just don't care about any of that.
Yeah, and that was something that came up, like, especially with my parents, because me personally, I feel like I came to college to graduate. I personally wouldn't mind if I didn't walk, but, my mother really wants to see it. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
So I might,
Go walk across that stage.
might do it just for her.
Yeah.
Probably am going to do it just for her.
Well,
Yeah.
she's worth it, right?
Right.
Do the thing,
My
right?
family, yeah.
Right on. So we talked a little bit about it. This is your first involvement in any sort of student media, being the host here. This kind of came at the kind of a last minute kind of thing, right?
Yeah, responded to an email.
Yeah, exactly, right? So I had a host, and the host was like, oh, yeah, everything's great. And then all of a sudden, like the Friday before the show was going to start, oh, I can't do it anymore. Great, thanks. And, responded to your email and just kind of hurried up and scrambled to get something together. And what do you think about it so far?
I genuinely love it here. I think I love it so much. I think that this is probably something I would want to do as a career.
Yeah, you'd expressed something about that to me a couple of weeks ago, I guess, talking about kind of where to go and what to do with that.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun, especially considering like my major being communications, which is really broad, and it doesn't really have a set direction compared to some of the other majors I've taken, like nursing or computer engineering. And so, like when I went to the career fair on Friday or last Wednesday, I'm just speaking to people. And they're just like, "Oh, you're in communications. Well, you ever thought about doing sales or marketing?" It's not really that avenue I want to go down.
Right,
so,
right.
So I'm very grateful for this experience because I think it offered me a chance to see something I enjoy doing.
Here's what I will tell you about media. The way to make money is in sales. It's just true. And, that's from my parents on radio stations, my grandparents on radio stations before them. I grew up in radio. And so the people on air, they ain't doing all that good. Salespeople, yeah, they're doing pretty good. Which, they're bringing in income, right? They're bringing in revenue. But definitely being a part of how the soup is made is much more fun, in my opinion. But
Oh, for sure.
yeah, for sure. Have you thought about like radio or TV or?
Well, doing radio here, I enjoy it, but I could be in front of the camera. I don't really get too nervous about anything like that. So
Right.
if it comes down to maybe being on TV,
Whatever's got whoever's throwing the ball, huh?
yeah, I'm
exactly.
okay with that
Exactly.
as well.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I think that being a part of the Student Media Center and being engaged in student media, I think it's probably a good learning curve for a lot of people. They get to really sort of see what things are like. You can certainly take plenty of classes, and it's like, okay, well, here's how to write a news story. Here's how to write a lead. Here's how to here's how to organize this. Here's how to direct a TV show. But unless you're in front of the camera or behind the camera doing it, you don't really. It's like putting it together is not. It's you got to be a little bit more practicum. You got to have a little bit more practical experience to sort of see how it all kind of fits together. And that's one of the things that I like about dealing with student media and working with students, and hopefully helping them see give them a little bit of my experience. Because like I said, I've been doing this forever, forever and a day.
Yeah.
me and Moses were on the radio together way back in the day. Well, maybe not Moses, but either way.
You said you started when you were 13?
13, I did my first radio shift when I was 13 years old.
Oh, okay. How'd that happen?
I said, hey, I want to be on the radio. All right, so here's it. When I was a little kid, I got for Christmas one year, I got a little cassette recorder, and I had a turntable. And so what I would do was on Saturdays, I would get my turntable down and get my tape recorder, and I'd put all my records together. And so I would do like a top 10 countdown. Coming up next on the countdown, here's Fats Domino and Bull Weevil. A little 5-year-old kid recording myself doing that and listening to it back. And my mom would like knock on the door. She'd peek her head in. She goes, hey, Tony and Tina, that's the neighbor's kids. Tony and Tina were looking if you were going to come outside and wanted to play something. I was like, Mom, I got to do the countdown. Come on. I wish I still had some of those tapes because it would be fun to go back and listen to. But so, even from a very young age, I just thought that radio was just the best thing. And I still do. And statistics show more people engage in radio weekly than any other medium.
Oh, really? I
Still,
didn't know.
yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. What would you have thought?
Well, in all honesty, I mean, just with like the streaming, I know most people, they tend to, connect their phones.
The little screen.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember most of my experiences, like when I lived in Dallas, when I was in middle school. I mean, the radio was like the highlight of my morning. Driving there, listening to like DD in the morning and stuff on the way to school with my parents. So I always like the radio. I think it's a great way to start the day, especially early in the morning and even at night. You're driving. Having someone, it feels like they're talking to you to a certain extent.
Well, exactly. And that's one of the great things about it is that even though it's kind of a one-way kind of communication, it's still someone you can look at and think of like, hey, I wouldn't mind going and hanging out with that person.
Right.
That's someone I'd like to go have a dinner with. Let's talk about what they like, that sort of thing. And that's a big part of it. A lot of people in the Gen Z area, God, I hate to say, I don't want to,
I think we're
put
Gen
some
Z.
wheels on it.
We're
but
Gen Z.
I think Gen Z is
Zoomers.
probably. So I think that a lot of them really assume that the internet is the communication medium because that's what they grew up on, that's what they have. But especially in Mississippi, there are so many digital deserts where you just cannot get anything, regardless of whether if you're relying on cable for the internet connection or even cellular. I mean, I'm from Wayne County, and there are spots in Wayne County where it's like, oh, well, nope, you ain't. If you wanted to get out, you ain't getting out. You don't have any digital connection at all. So, yeah, radio is still number one, and I will continue to sing the praises and shout radio from the rooftops for as long as I can because it's my favorite thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. And I think even, like, as you said, even though it's like a one-off connection, even with, like, I think it's still prevalent even to today, and you even see it in ways like this rise in like podcasting that's all over.
It's very much like a radio show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, people go to the store and get some equipment, and now they're talking about
Exactly.
whatever.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna cook. Let's talk about making pasta. We're gonna do whatever, right?
Yeah. People tune in and watch. I mean, sometimes it's fun to watch a train wreck, even though you don't want to see the eventual wreck. It's like, well, maybe I'll turn my head when the actual wreck happens. But until it happens, I'm going to see this thing fall apart spectacularly, and it's just part of the thing. Well, it's kind of funny because when I was in high school, my senior year, me and my friends tried to podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What'd you have going on? What were you doing?
What was the topic? Yeah, we didn't have one.
Yeah. It was like, whatever. We
were just talking. Yeah. Looking back, probably shouldn't have been talking as much as we were. But
well, that's so interesting that you mentioned. I have students all the time that say, "I want to start a podcast." It's like, well, what do you want to talk about? A to Z, and it's like, well, wait a minute. Number one, out of A to Z. Is everyone going to be interested in everything that you have to say about that?
Right.
And it's like, unless you already have a little bit of cash yourself, unless you're already a known person, maybe then. But even then, it's like, I don't know that I want to just sit around and listen to Joe Rogan talk about whatever, or, give something specific. Here is my podcast about pirate ship heavy metal. And so everyone in the world that loves heavy metal that sings about pirates, they're going to find my podcast. And that's what you want. You want something niche, unless you're already Joe Rogan and you can just say, hey, I'm getting high over here and let's say someone's over here. Let's give me some of that. Well, tell me, Jamie, what's going on with that? Unless it's that kind of thing. Having some sort of specific topic. Even though, with Southern Miss Today, we're more like, we kind of do a lot of PR for USM. We do civic events, civic organizations, and things like that. So it's very much kind of a hey, rah, rah, wee hee hee. It's not heavy news. It's not gotcha news. I mean, it's come into a nice space and let's talk about something that you want to talk about.
Right, and that's actually cool because there's especially like interviewing some of the people. I mean, I've heard about a lot of events that, honestly, I probably wouldn't have heard about if I never started listening to radio.
So everyone out there listening, take that into mind.
Yeah.
Get used to listening. Listen to Southern Miss Today, and get a little eye on what's happening around Hattiesburg and USM and everything else.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Like I would have had no idea about the Southern Flute Festival this past weekend.
Right.
I would have had no idea about the career fair I went to last week. There's a lot of stuff going on in Hattiesburg that I feel isn't really talked about a lot in a lot of spaces. So I think it's a great way to let people know about.
I hope so. I mean, that's the point. That's what I want to do the show for. We wanted to do the show to not only give students the experience to figure it out and do it in a live situation, but also to be able to highlight some of the good things around Hattiesburg, highlight some of the great things about USM, and help people decide their week. What do I want to do this week? Well, I don't know. Let's listen to Southern Miss Today because they'll probably give me some information on something that I didn't know anything about.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the goal.
And it's a lot of fun. Great
I
experience. I kind of am upset that I didn't know about this last year.
Right.
Because I only have one semester. I enjoy this thoroughly.
Well, that's awesome, man. No, I'm glad that we could be a part of it. I think you and I had talked to you and said that, hey, let's talk a little bit more about this whole radio thing. I was like, heck yeah, I'll tell you exactly what I think. I mean, I think, like I said, I think radio is awesome.
Yeah.
I think everybody ought to do it. So.
Well, I believe that's all we have time for. I'm sorry, I was trying to figure it out. But I believe that's all we have time for. We're joined here.
Oh, nonsense. I'm the boss. We can go as long as we want. No, I'm kidding.
We're joined here by Dr. Wilbur Martin.
Exactly.
And I have a news wrap coming up from you by Gabby Fox talking about Narcan vending machines. Check it out.
Hispanic Heritage Month is a month where people are given a chance to learn and celebrate the contributions of Hispanic and Latin cultures. There are events across the country, but many have been canceled or postponed due to immigration concerns. However, in Hattiesburg, Vice President of the Mississippi Latinx Art Association, Jacqueline Gonzalez-Wooten, says she and her team still wanted to host their event in different areas downtown.
We hired some musicians to come and play in different locations in town, and they were going to play music that was Latino inspired.
Despite the immigration concerns, she feels that it is important to show the value of the Latino community here in Hattiesburg.
You need to be out there expressing what your culture is, and we need other people to be able to, help. And so, I think now more than ever, that we need to continue doing that.
Grad student Arely Orozco sees this month as a way to celebrate her and her family's accomplishments.
I have achieved what my parents' idea of the American dream was. It's a moment to recognize their achievements during this time.
Orozco is not from Mississippi and noticed that there was not many Latinos here, but is happy that there was an event held for Latinos. I'm Stephanie Perez-Munoz.
Thank you for listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Many thanks to Carl, our producer, William, our audio engineer, and Neto, our film producer, for keeping this flight on track. We especially want to thank our general manager, Dr. Martin, who you had the pleasure of hearing from. That's all for today on Southern Miss Radio. Thank you all for listening. And remember, look both ways before you cross. I'm your host, Thomas Sinsley, signing off.